Hi, guys. It is currently the middle of May, which is super crazy to me. And I know it's been a while since we've been together. However, we have a fifth grade tradition that we need to take care of. This tradition involves you writing an essay about your experiences in fifth grade so that your sixth grade teacher knows how you learn best. We are going to go through the brainstorming phase together. We're going to do a graphic organizer. Then we're going to do some paragraphs together. And you are going to submit a final essay that I will then forward to your teacher next year. It's really important that you include as much detail as possible so that your new teacher gets a glimpse of who you are and how you learn best. All right, guys. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to use this graphic organizer to brainstorm some of the things that you really enjoyed about fifth grade. As you can see, I have fifth grade and a smiley face in the middle. So, that's what I'm going to use as my topic, the great memories that I have of fifth grade. Then I'm going to use the subtitle of reading. We have math, special, science, and social studies. Okay. So these are all going to be subtopics for our fifth grade essay. And we are going to now add some details for each of these subject areas. So in order to do that, I have to think. I have to think about what were some of my favorite things that we did in reading class, math class, science, social studies, even specials. You had a lot of specials this year. So we are going to stop now and think about reading first. Okay. Sorry, I love reading. One of my favorite stories for fifth grade is Winter's Tale. So I'm going to add that. I also enjoy when we do the pros and cons reading where they talk about, especially the last one where they talked about invasive species and how they're good or not so good. And we looked at the two different viewpoints. So that was interesting to me. I also like doing centers, reading games. We did some writing activities, a lot of PSSA practice that you guys got dress downs for, small group reading. We did stuff with Miss Scavillo if you're in my class. So there's so much that you can think about for reading. So I want you to add that in here. All right, so as you can see here, I added some of those ideas that we talked about. We have Winter's Tale. Bridge to Terabithia is one of the favorite books that I read every year. I'm really devastated that we didn't get to finish it this year. Maybe we'll try to do something around it. Maybe we can do another chapter or two. And I know some of you have actually read it already. So it's just one of my favorite things about fifth grade. Then we have small groups, the Socratic seminar that we did about boys versus girls. So boys and girls, please just think. I know Miss Roseborough, you do amazing things with podcasts. Mr. Simpson, I know you let the kids sit under desks and read. Maybe they love that part of flexible seating in your classroom. So whatever it is that you love about reading class, something that helps you learn best, I want you to add a bubble for it in your graphic organizer. All right, now we're going to shift our focus over to math. Now, I know for a lot of you, your favorite thing about math, can't knock it, is the games section. Like when we do our game part of math class, I know people love that. So you could write down 24, countdown, knockout, kaboom, around the world. There's so many things that we did in math for practice of facts. You could also write down projects that we did in math, maybe a word problem that stumped you that you really were proud of yourself when you got it right, or a math test that you got back where you were like, wow, I got a 94. This is awesome. I was really struggling with that, but I finally got it. So I want you to put in your favorite things about math in this section. All right, guys, so I added 24, countdown, knockout, kaboom. Those are my favorite things about math. There's some other favorite things, don't worry, but I like those games a lot. You're going to do the same thing for specials. Okay, so it might be gym, it might be music. You might want to do something from all of your classes, and that's totally fine. We're going to take a look at social studies now. You might want to include things about the wax museum that we did, the Native American projects that we produced, the state floats, any of those things that you really found to be amazing things that you did in social studies, you're going to put right here. All right, guys. So for social studies, I added mindfulness because I wasn't sure where that would go. For you, it might be in science class. For me, it's in social studies. Either way, it's fine. But mindfulness was a really big thing that I think was very helpful for myself and for kids this year. I wrote down the Wax Museum because I thought that was an amazing project that you guys did a fabulous job on. The presentation of the state floats, those were phenomenal this year. And women's history. I know that was kind of, we were in the middle of that when we left, but that's some of my favorite things that we did in social studies this year. Yours might be different. So add what you think is important to you. Okay, guys, now I'm officially struggling with fitting everything into my tiny white erase board here, but please try to stick it out, okay? So for science, I wrote down things like experiments. Maybe you have your favorite one. I wrote down Mr. Page rapping, or in my class's case, he would come in and be like Bill Nye the Science Guy for our school. I also wrote down the smelly hallway because that's one of my favorite memories of fifth grade this year. I can remember running around the hallway, sniffing, just trying to find that horrible stench, and it was coming from Mr. Page's plants. I bet you remember that. So, boys and girls, I want you to complete your own web with your own thoughts, your own ideas, and we're going to use this web for our writing next week. Now, the writing lesson next week is going to involve us filling in a different graphic organizer. We're going to start organizing our ideas. We're going to write some sentences, our introduction. I can't wait to see what your favorite things about fifth grade were. Make sure these things that you're picking are influential, that they show how you learn best, because we want your audience, your teacher next year, to understand you as a learner. Bye, guys.